Alright, got the goods. It's not officially started, but we'll say it's officially started. Woke up this morning, did my normal routine. The only thing I added in the past couple of weeks was that pink Himalayan salt with 2 ounces of that lemon juice, like 100% lemon, no sugar. And then with that, I put in warm water and then chugged that. I was supposed to put honey, but I didn't bring the honey, so did without the honey. It's probably better if you do it with like honey from your area or your region, just because like the pollens and things like that, I'm sure that it has its benefits. But my coach has me doing that every morning, kind of just prime the adrenals, wake up, get hydrated, do that first thing before coffee, all that good stuff. Obviously, have my coffee really quick after I drink that. I go in there, coffee's already made, pre-planned that, got it done. This time I started that journal, that finisher's journal, so that just keeps me on track with my goals, so I don't get like too far into the weeds, or just my day just slips by without purpose or intention. Yesterday I didn't hit record. It was just didn't feel right here at the firehouse, the stations, the department as a whole. So yesterday we had an outside agency. They came in and they had the chaplain, who's a uniformed personnel from our neighboring department, that comes in and they go around each station and just talk to them or talk to us, just kind of like check in with us, how we're doing, letting us know that how we're feeling is normal and expected, and then just kind of guide us the best way they can. You know, they've had some similar experiences on their end, and it's just easier because they don't have like a direct connection. When they didn't work with him, they didn't work with us. So it's easier to kind of like open up and have those discussions where we have a support team. But if they were to come out, just maybe wouldn't open up or feel as comfortable talking to them, or they might be feeling the same as you are and then trying to help. So it just makes sense to bring somebody else in. So anyways, that was good. I just didn't feel it was appropriate. Like, I'm not sure where people are in their grieving process. You know, some might be doing okay, some might be just in that anger stage. And I didn't want to come in with my camera and just start like recording it and then them not accepting it, or just how it goes. So yesterday it was really good to have that. I sat in on one of them, and what he said resonated with me, but he said it like at the very end. So he said, when you're in it, you're in it. There is no seeing anything like outside or like the outcome, right? Like the solution, if you will. And what he means by that is like when you're in it, and whatever, it could be whatever. The example he used, you know, is
going to 2013 Adenal Road Southwest. 2013 Adenal Road Southwest.
Use an example like, hey, let's just say we're all going camping, you know, and we're all going camping together and we're excited. It's a boys' trip. We're gonna hang out and we're gonna go. We get there, everybody's on a good high note, and then they ask like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of feeling parched. You know, toss me a beer. Yeah, I got you. Where is it at? And they say, oh, it's in the red cooler. So your buddy goes over there. Hey, I don't see that cooler. And then the other buddy's like, oh, I must have left it. So they're like, oh, it's okay. Just hand me like a Pepsi or soda. So you toss that over. So then you're going, and you know things are going good. You're kind of like, kind of bugged. Like, why didn't he bring that? How did he forget it? And then, you know what? It's time to eat. So we start cooking, getting the fire going. It's nice. All right, we're gonna deal with this. One minor mishap, whatever. Hey man, let's go grab the steaks. Oh man, like the steaks, the food went bad. We didn't put any ice in the cooler. we put the ice in the other cooler that we left. So now tension started building up, and then like starts getting worse. Next thing you know, like a storm comes in, and now everybody's soaked, hungry, they're parched, they didn't have their beer that they wanted. Now things are not looking as like good and as like they could have been, right? So then go a little bit further, one guy falls in the mud, and you're just like angry at this person, at that person. There's just all this stuff going on, and you get into your tent, and the tent got flooded. Like nothing will go right. So when you're thinking about it, when you're in it, you're in it. You can't think of anything else. And he says when that happens, you know, like a little bit later, when you have time to like process it, and you come together, and you're back at the house, and you guys are talking about it, and then you guys could have like a story and be like, oh man, remember that one time when this happened, and you fell down on the mud, and it was funny, you had like mud all over your face, and man, like I just remember going in, and then you have this like experience that changes, right? So your view and your perspective of it completely changes. But when you're in it, and there is no like seeing anything outside of it. And it kind of goes along with like this, you know, like that was just the example. And then as he was explaining this story, and like kind of like when you're in it, it just really like I started thinking about like things in my life, what's going on with like some like just different situations in my life. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like when you're in it, like you can't see it, like nothing else around you matters, you know. And you kind of just start putting that into perspective on like different levels, right? Like as you're grieving, as like people that are experiencing some like depression, whatever like the problem is, when you're in it, and it's not until after you get through it that you look back and you could just like, oh, like I see. I don't know if that made sense, if I did it any justice, but it made sense when he explained it, and it made sense to like, you know, in my mind, I just started thinking about like all these times when you're in it, you come home and like nothing's going right, the dogs made a mess, they maybe like had an accident inside the house, whatever, you just get upset, and like that's it, like you're just there, and you can't just see like the overall picture. And just, it was good. I thought it was really good. I hope that he got that message like conveyed to everybody else, because it just kind of helps to say like, you know what, we're in it, we can't see like what's going on right now, this is like what we're focused on, but just know that it's going to get better. I guess that's like the best way to explain it when it comes to like this specific situation. And then it kind of went back to like you know, when one of the guys said like, oh, I missed his hugs. So then you started thinking like, well, when you're in it, like you have all these feelings that we're going through in the grieving process now, but then you'll be able to look back and say like, oh man, that guy gave like the best hugs, or he was like the most kind person, you know, like, so then when you get through it, then you get to like process everything and put it together. So I thought that was cool. Just thought I'd share that with you. Personally, I felt like it related to this, but then also related to like so many other like instances in my life, like not even dealing with like death, just like, you know, everyday life stuff, or like drama at like a community that you have, or whatever, like all that stuff you could see, like just all these like things just came up, and I'm like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. So that happened yesterday, kind of just there supporting the guys. Everybody's just kind of at their stations, just, you know, officers checking on their crews, I'm checking on the officers, and we're just like working through it together. Then we have the processions that were going on, and like making sure we're standing watch, all that stuff was happening yesterday. So today, you know, everybody kind of got like that out of the way, got talked, opened up about it. So now we're able to just like, you know, continue our day-to-day serving and doing what we do and what we love. And so that happened yesterday. Today, just got ready, cleaned up a few things at the station, and then now I got to continue on to do some errands. And that Chief wanted me to come get some videos of these guys finishing up their engineer academy. They have like a little mock assessment center for these guys that they're doing for the captains. So they'll be over here kind of running through that. I thought that was pretty cool. Today, just finish up the day, doing what I do, doing what I love, see how the day goes, and then off tomorrow. I'll be back on Saturday, and then after that, I am taking 2 cycles off, so that's good, like almost 2 weeks. I won't be back until after Thanksgiving, so it's gonna be nice. I'll have some time just to unwind, clear my mind, spend time with the family. Just, yeah, it's pretty cool. And it just worked out that way. I just happened to have off like this shift before Thanksgiving. I had that off already, and then I took off one of the other days of my 2 days, and then a buddy of mine needed a trade, so I was like, it worked out. I said, hey, yeah, if you don't mind working for me on this day, I'll work for you in January. So that gave me 2 cycles off. I'll take it.
Engine 3-4 to fire control. Engine 3-4 is arriving on scene to a small single-story residential home with a working fire on the Charlie side. Engine 3-4 will be establishing a attack line to the Charlie side for primary search and fire control. We'll be operating an offensive strategy. Continue the rest of my alarm. I'll be assuming this other command. Command to fire control. Command. Utilities not secure. This is going to be a pool home behind the main residence. No basement. No change to the INT. Engine 3-4 from translated in the hospital. Remaining offenses continue refer. Command engine preview. Can you pump your engine up and
Engine 3-2 to command. I heard you bump our engine up. Your comms are off a little bit.
Battalion 8 on scene. Battalion 8 to command.
command go to Battalion 8?
Yeah, I understand you guys are working a mobile home on the Charlie side of the address. You guys have fire under control. You have engine 3-2 bumped up to nursery engine. If that's correct, give me a can.
Command of Battalion 8, that's correct. We have a primary all clear. I said nobody was under mobile home. Am I cutting out?
I understand your need. You have a primary all clear. Fire's under control. You believe you could handle this with engine 3-4, engine 3-2, rescue 3-4. I'll take it from out here, break. Battalion 8 to fire control.
Battalion 8.
I'll be assuming instead of command, we're going to remain in the offensive strategy. You could just keep engine 3-4, rescue 3-4, engine 3-2 on scene. You can clear the rest of the alarm. Well, it looks like we're going to end the shift with a structure fire. So we got called to a structure fire. So there's a small residential structure that we got dispatched to. It was in District 34. They got there pretty quickly, got on scene. They said they had a working fire on the Charlie side. It looked like there was some heavy fire coming from like the back side of the house. So he said, yeah, the working fire. They stretched an attack line to initiate attack. And then once they got to the back, they realized that it wasn't the structure they had from the actual like street side. it was a RV that was parked right behind it. So the RV was on fire from like outside, kind of working its way towards the residential structure. They got water on it, extinguished it pretty quickly. That fire under control within minutes of arriving on scene. So other crews got there. I got on scene. I took command. There was a little bit of some radio transmission issues, especially with like the portable radios, but we got over that. And then he basically said that like, hey, we got this under control. It's just we only need to keep ourselves, the rescue, and like another engines just to get their water. So then I was able to take command, and then I release everybody from the scene that wasn't needed there anymore. They got it done, knocked down pretty quickly. You can see that video there. They're just kind of working on the back end of it, trying to get any kind of hot spots out so that we don't have to go back. Luckily, nobody was living in that RV. You know, sometimes we'll have some people that live in those long-term parked in the back. And that was a little bit close to a house. So we just talked to him about that a little bit, about the risk of having it so close. I'm not sure exactly like why it was just sitting there, I guess, but they said it hasn't been used in like 4 months. So there hasn't been any kind of electricity, nothing like that was plugged into it. So that was a good thing, definitely a positive. So then we turn over the scene to BCSO, the sheriff's office. They'll go in there, they do what they need to do, get any kind of information they need, and then we head it out. So that was it was a good one, a quick stop. Had we taken longer or it burned for a little bit longer unnoticed, it could have potentially got worse where it got into the house where people were sleeping. So overall, that was really good job. Proud of those guys. They got there quickly, did what they had to do, and they prevented it from extending into that home. It is bright and early. Getting off this morning, hang out today, be back again. Little time off, much needed. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.